Good morning. It's April 9th, 2026, and yesterday there was a ceasefire in Iran that lasted, it seemed, a few hours, but then things were getting sorted out, and it looks as if they're still meeting today on Friday in Islamabad. The foreign minister of Israel has put out a statement concerning Spain reopening its consulate in Tehran. Hand in hand, he said, meaning that they're shaking hands, with no shame. And then he states that Spain's willingness to talk to the Iranians is an eternal disgrace. This was from Gideon Sayar, who is Israel's foreign minister. Now, the word reproach that is in the Bible is the root word of disgrace. Now, we know the grace of God is the favor of God and the very real substance of His blessing when you stand and live in the grace of God. Now, grace and disgrace is the opposite of that, of course. So this foreign minister uses the word disgrace, but the entire history of the Israel tribe throughout the centuries has been a reproach. They were reproached in every country. They felt disgraced. Now, have you ever felt that way? Now, I did a video last posting about the reproaches, the disgrace of those who reproached Jesus Christ fell on us, and that is our suffering lot in this age. So there is a disgrace that people try to put upon you when you're not guilty and say all manner of evil against you on account of Jesus' name. That is a reproach, which is a disgrace, but that is not the disgrace that you should receive when you do evil, murderous, malice-laced, hateful actions. Now, who is doing that? Who are doing those actions truly? Now, we know the deception and the depth of it is always to accuse the person who is innocent of what they themselves are guilty of. And that is the case here with this foreign minister, obviously. Is it an act of grace and righteousness to exterminate all the Arabs and Islamic people around them to gain dominance of the physical geographical area, Greater Israel, and say that this is righteousness and the will of God? This is the challenge for anyone who claims they believe in God and that they are Christians. What is righteousness? Well, we've come into His righteousness, as is written in Psalm 89, which I read this morning, and I'd like to tell you a little bit about it. It's about David and the covenant with David, and it was written by another fella, and it's called a miskil, or a wise wisdom. So all the Psalms were not written by David, some were written by others, and this fella talked about the covenant with David. And actually, if you read Psalm 89, which is 52 verses, you're going to see the prophecy of the coming of the Messiah, Jesus Christ, the pure righteousness manifest in image. That man, Jesus Christ, my Lord and Master and Commander, He was righteousness through and through. He was the Prince of Peace. He did not, when they tried to cut off Malchus's ear, when they tried to violently come against him, He put His ear back on and He said, "Don't live by the sword. Those who live by the sword shall die by the sword." You see righteousness in everything, every word, everything He does. And the state of Israel generally, and most of the Jews today, reject that righteousness. But this foreign minister will tell you that Spain, talking to a nation of 90 million people, is a eternal disgrace. He is reproaching Spain. Germany, by the way, also is talking to Iran, and so is Pakistan, and we're talking to human beings in a fallen age, wanting peace and not mass destruction. What is righteous? What is true righteousness? What is justified in war and what is not? That is the question. And we're all being made fools by a very small nation that is claiming that its actions are purely righteous. They've captivated Washington, D.C. We know it's all true. It isn't because others said this that I'm speaking this on video, but it's because it is the reality of the truth. Will America go down with the state of Israel? We'll invite all the Jews back here and to the European countries. We are Christians who can understand Jesus Christ and his righteousness and his love, his joy, his peace, his patience, his kindness, his gentleness, his self-control, and we actually live in it. That is his righteousness, not our own. So consider this foreign minister who claims that those who are seeking peace are an eternal disgrace, a reproach that should be reproached and should be, destroyed? God is the one who takes vengeance. God help the nation of Israel.